got a new deck. It's not, it isn't really new. It is, I think it's already been done based on what I saw from Eclectic Tarot, the defunct website. I think there was another iteration of it. It's the Tarocco Marsiglia Svizzero from 1804, and this is the Imilangelo edition. And I noticed that the little wax seal actually has some almost like mica in it. It's glittery, which is very different than what they've done before. This is new as of 2021. This is 1500 or made. This is 332. And also it's missing the handmade little piece of paper that's in there. Normally there's one, but it's not in there. I don't know if they stopped putting that in there or not. So let's look at the deck. It is square cut. It is typical cardstock. And I'll take the Milangelo 2021. Yeah, second edition. There we go. That tells me. Second edition. Yeah, 1500 exemplary. So the first edition came out, I think, around 2000 or so. Here's the back, which has sort of a, I don't know, sort of a different design on it. They're all different for the, you know, the different backs of the Imilangelo cards. Now this deck is famous for its messed up one of the Knights cards, and we'll look at it. So, this is the first time I've ever seen it. I have not flipped through it, so we'll look at it together, and we'll look at it a little bit closer, because it's always nice to have it right up front. A simple Marseille deck. Make it interesting. There we go. So we see there's a lot of these have that sort of checkerboard pattern in it. I guess that's what the originals had. You can see it there. Typical fool. Nothing too crazy there. But I did read that there are heels and like these sock things on this one, which makes this one really identifiable. He also has them here. You can barely see them, and you see this is it's almost a very crude print. Of you know, the original. The original was a crude print, but it's, you know, charming in its own respect. La Papes. Lines on the book. Patrice. A lot of bleed over there, over the hand. Emperor. It's a fancy scepter. Le Pape. Little crosses there. Here, little Cupid is not blindfolded, nor are the people. Older woman, younger woman. And then there's those socks, those strange pointy arrow socks. Now, I was reading somewhere that the JR, I think it's Rokius, whoever the initial one is, it could have been the person that did the engraving, but I believe it's JR there, which is different from the Jean Proche. It looks, but that's an R. So Jean Proche is what this deck is, who this deck is attributed to. Justice. Fairly typical. Yeah, the one thing you can really see sort of grid type on there. Hermet, the Rue de Fortune, and here it says Grave par Jean Proche, so engraved for Jean Proche, which is who it's attributed to. Oh, I like the stripes here. Le Pendu. It's very different. Sort of that devilish, impish face there. And La Morte. There's some bleed through. There's the bleed through. You can see the cross there, the 3 cross. Looks like the Hierophant. Le Pape. 10 per ounce. 10, not temp or temb. 10 per ounce. It's actually Lady Gaga right there. And then, oh, here's another Grave Jean Proche, par Jean Proche. Crazy it was put on the devil card. Maybe he was in line with the devil. The 2 imps. Here we have a furry type devil, Le Diable. Furry haunches, the beast, the Maison d'If. 2 figures, fairly standard. Oh, the star, I love, oh, that's pretty, the way the star is done. So we have the funny little bird. She looks pregnant. Navel is like a crescent moon. Yeah, all the good stuff there. Ooh, it's a very fuzzy card. La Lune. It's nice, it's off, cut off there. So, somewhat fairly crude. Le Soleil, we have the wall, Gemini, the twins, and the sun. And then, this is actually on the box. If you look here, in the printing, there is an error or an issue with the ink in that little red area there. So it's on everyone's cards. Le Jugement. Le Mans. Look at that face. She's got like this Charlie Brown looking face. Round boobidoos. Cross-eyed lion. And then we go into the suits. So we have cups, batons, swords, and pentacles. Huge Ace of Cups. 2 with JR down there. Very fancy. Kind of the dolphin. They have blonde hair. 3 of Cups. Coupe. Trois de coupe. Yeah. Again, that sort of checkerboard pattern is throughout. Fairly typical pips. Nothing too crazy. I see some underline. It looks like some bleed through from another card from the originals. Here the border just goes completely off, if you can see. Nine and 10, and the border right there. Right off. And this is not a deck you would use, in my opinion. It's a collector's deck. It's a Meninghello. Who uses a Meninghello to read? I guess you could, but you pay a premium for them. Why would you mess them up? So, valet de coupe, cavalier de coupe, and, oh yeah, the socks. There's those funny socks, the heels. Queen, the canopy, and the king. And we have batons. Wow, look at the bleed there. There's a lot of bleed. 4. I mean, they're lovely cards. Historical cards in the realm of the Marseille, which quite a few people are drawn to the Marseille because of the history and all the things involved in it. It's a rich history of printing and design and errors. Wheat. Again, the border is cut off here. 9. Cavalier. Ooh, look at the red bleeding all over the place. Valet. Oh, the other one was the Cavalier first. No, valet was first. They're out of order. They're in order. This one is actually pretty tight as far as the card. I love the red there. That's really nice. A little design there. Leroy de Baston. He's got those heels. Swords. Again, sort of the ink is off of the actual outline. Deux. Trois. Quatre. Cinq. Oh, we got another border. Six. Sept. Huit. Neuf. I kind of like how the swords here, the sort of almost a static. It reminds me of like those journal notebooks with the black cover. Dix. Cavalier. We're going to make the valet appear here. Cavalier. Despie. There's the queen holding her stomach. And the fancy king with the flourish on his throne. And the stirrup socks. Look at the covered up his whole hand with that red there. Kind of crude. And this is the suit that has the error in the court cards. We see the typical flower in the middle. It says 1804, and you cannot read this. This one says JR. JR, just together. Want to look at a little table. Now really, I bought this on a whim. I'm sort of a completist when it comes to trying to get all that's been published for someone, or that within reason, of course. And whenever something new comes out from Umenengelo, I do, especially if it's historical, I would probably buy it if I didn't already have it in some shape or form. These are always very collectible. Not fairly usable unless you, aren't a collector. I mean, there's so many Marseille decks out there to work with instead of using a really nice one. It's missing the borders. And here we have the error card. Let's go. Here the valet is right there. Looking at them. And here's the error card. The Cavalier de Coupe. It's not the cup. So it's the error card. They left it in there. And it's all, not everybody's deck is like that. It's just the Svizzero is like that. And then the king, the maroon color comes back, like it was re-inked. Very stark face compared to a lot of the other cards. Stirrups and heels. And that's the deck. Yep. Quick little video, just going over this deck. Again, not for everybody, but as a collector, kind of a cool deck. Especially in the realm of all things Marseille. And that's the deck. I hope everybody is well and happy, and looking forward to a new year, because it's the end of the year. So anyway, thank you for watching.